Well, hello, everyone. On behalf of Greater Fort Wayne Incorporated's Women's Network, I want to invite you to join us with Quick Connect. My name is Amy Hanna, and I am the chairperson for the Women's Network. The mission of the Women's Network is to connect, to inspire, and to empower women in the Greater Fort Wayne area. Today, we get to be with one of our Women's Network council members, and her name is Emily Adkins. Emily, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you get to do here in the community, and anything else that you would like to share with.
All right. Well, I am proud to say I'm a young professional here in Northeast Indiana. So I take a lot of pride in that and being very involved in the community. I do work for Paul Davis, and I'm the marketing manager. So Paul Davis, we're a full service restoration company, whether it's residential or commercial, anything to do with structure, we fix it from start to finish. So that's what we do. As far as me personally, I'm a single mom of 2 girls, very active in the community, and I absolutely love what I do. I tell everyone I'm spoiled, but with that, I also get to spoil the community too in getting very involved. I'm on several different committees, including the Women's Network. I'm on a couple different boards of directors within Fort Wayne and outlying communities as well. And I want to be able personally to give back. And with my role at Paul Davis, it's building relationships. And so with that, I also get to build, not just with my clients, but build relationships within the community and give back on my behalf and also on Paul Davis's behalf.
And to speak toward Paul Davis, you guys did the restoration of my home. I don't know if you knew this, but we had mold in our home. And it was the first year that we had moved in, and we had all this water damage, and it was an absolute mess. And so we called Paul Davis and said, please help.
Yeah.
And you guys did amazing work. So
yeah, well, thanks for calling us. We say mold is a 4-letter bad word here at Paul Davis. Not just Paul Davis, but anywhere. We don't ever want to have to help anyone with that, but in case that you can't handle it yourself, or it's a job that is too large for you, that's why we're here. So that's one thing I really pride myself in helping educate people, is that sometimes you don't need us, and that's okay. We tell people all the time, call us if you have questions, or if you're wondering how to do something yourself, we'll try to walk you through it. And then if it's just too much or too large, we're happy to help, even if it's a small job. But we want to help empower people to do things for themselves. Help homeowners help themselves. That's what I always try to preach.
That's wonderful. So, Emily, how long have you been with the Women's Network, and what is your favorite part about the Women's Network?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure. I think about 1.5 years.
I think you're right. It's funny because I ask everyone this question. Everyone goes, I'm not exactly sure. So it's probably been about 1.5 years.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
It's true.
So I think it's been about 1.5 years. One of my favorite things is I love the dynamic group of women. All of us come from different backgrounds, whether it's our upbringing, whether it's where we're at right now in life, whether it's for-profit or nonprofit sectors, and just our experiences in life. We can feed off of each other and bounce things off of each other and get to common goals, which is amazing. I love seeing that. And I'm sure I'm kind of a lot of times devil's advocate with not just Women's Network, but anything.
My favorite part about you, Emily. You ask the tough questions, which is good.
I am flattered you said favorite, because some people wouldn't say that. No, I like seeing different angles, and I love that everyone's respectful, not just of me, but of each other. and just where we're coming from and trying to reach common goals, but you know, also trying to see every single angle possible, all of the positive and negative of what could come about. So that's honestly my favorite, is just working with different personalities and different perspectives.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Yes, that's my favorite part too. So, Emily, being a woman within a corporate world and even within the restoration world, which is highly dominated by men,
Yes.
what are some of the difficulties that you have faced being a woman within the corporate world?
You know, and it's not just being a woman, but also being a young professional. Sometimes I'm faced with people looking at me like maybe, you know, I'm not sure what I'm doing, or and I'll be honest, there's plenty of times where I don't know the answer to something, but I'm always willing to find out and get back to them. And I'm always honest about it. Look, I'm not quite sure, but I'm also interested in knowing that for future reference. But as far as the restoration industry, it's very interesting. Our owner, she's actually a woman, one of the very few female-owned restoration companies in the United States, and we are one of the top in the country here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is very exciting. Yeah, I'm very proud to be a part of it. We have she prides herself in having several female managers here at Paul Davis as well. So we're trying to kind of break some of those barriers and show people that no, we're capable as well. You know, we can do things, we can learn, and it's a partnership. We love our male counterparts too. We have plenty of them here, but we're all very respectful of each other. And out in the community, I don't run into too many issues of you know, being a woman or a young professional necessarily. I think people are more accepting and willing to listen and see not only where I'm at in my profession and my life, but also vice versa, just listening to each other. And again, trying to reach a common goal. What are your needs? How can I help you fulfill them? And vice versa.
Right. Well said. Good job, Emily. And I don't think very many people know that Paul Davis is owned by a woman. Most people don't know that. So I think that's important.
That well, the name itself is misleading.
Exactly.
Because Paul Davis is a franchise based in Jacksonville, Florida, but our office has been open since 1993. And our current owner, Shelly, she purchased the company about 2 years ago from our previous owner who started it, but she's been with the company 16 years now, 17 years now. She's been the general manager. So she knows what she's doing. She is a licensed contractor. She's a powerhouse.
Yes, that's wonderful. So Emily, what kind of encouragement do you have for our viewers? Maybe it's a young woman, a young professional who might be watching and saying, you know, I'm going to try to make my place in a male-dominated field. Maybe you have some encouragement for that person, or just a young professional in general, or just a woman who is trying to find her place within the corporate world too.
Right. Look, I'm going to be honest. You know, as a woman and a young professional, it's intimidating to be invited to the table and to sit at the table. But you got to have confidence in yourself. You got to find that worth, and you got to just run with it. A lot of times I'm in the midst of people who are very well seasoned. They're married, their kids are grown, they don't have to deal with young children. And here I am just ripping my hair out, you know, just trying to figure out how to balance everything. But it can be done. It's hard. And it's worth it. Just finding that fulfillment and, you know, becoming part of the community and just, growing yourself and, making a name for yourself. You know, I've been divorced now 2 years and doing all of this on my own, but I've done it and it's possible. It sucks sometimes, but it's possible.
Yes. But you've done it.
Yeah. So, and I don't ever want to stop growing or learning or being involved in things. And that's the key. Is I tell people, once you stop growing or learning, there's a problem.
That's right.
And you need to reevaluate it. But yeah, I just, honestly, my best advice is find your worth and find some fulfillment and just keep going, and don't let anyone hold you back. You're the only one that can hold yourself back. And my motto is screw everything. Like, I will do what I'm determined to do.
I love you, Emily. You're just so real and so raw. And I think people need to hear that. Sometimes we get so stuck in our professionalism, and I just love.
That's why I put my sweater on. My professionalism.
I'm showing my shoulders today. but I love how just real you are.
Thanks.
It's important for people to see.
Thanks.
Emily, how do people find out more about Paul Davis?
Well, we have our website is whycallpaul.com. They can go there. There's a plethora of information explaining anything from water damage, fire damage, smoke damage, anything like that. We are on Facebook, Paul Davis of Northeast Indiana. We're on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can stalk me pretty much anywhere. Just Google it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun. Well, thank you to everyone for tuning in to watch this episode of Quick Connect with Emily Adkins. As always, we want to remind you to stay empowered, to stay inspired, and of course, to stay connected.